when he rocked me in the first round, like I was on autopilot after that. I don't remember the second or third round at all whatsoever.
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
All right, Sean, man. Yesterday, fuck, it was crazy, right? Like that card. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in the back end of fight camp right now, so I just saw the early prelims and the regular prelims. And yeah, if I would have bought the main card, it would have had me up to like past midnight, so I didn't even get the main card. But yeah, I've seen the highlights and stuff, and yeah, it was wild. Super happy for Robbie Lawler, dude. That like warmed my heart. It made me feel so good, such a brutal sport where guys don't really get that fairy tale ending. I was glad he got it.
Yeah, and a lot of people complained like, why is he on the prelims? But there was a reason, because if he did win, they were going to play that package, that highlight package after the fight. So they gave him up, because during the pay-per-view, they wouldn't have done that for him.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had the time for that. Okay, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I seen some people complaining about it, but and then that headline in the prelims, it's you get a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that made more sense with that highlight video. And that highlight video was great.
Man.
Break down and cry like that. A dude who's so like stone face all the time, like you meant something to him, and that was dope.
For sure. The main event, man, your division. Volkanovski goes in there, and I expected that to happen, because you saw Yair fight Frankie Edgar, and that's kind of like the path to beat Yair, like a clear path.
Yeah, that was so long ago that I honestly was one of the guys that felt like Yair was the one to take Volk out. Just because he's just looked really great as of late, and I just thought his style was tricky enough. He was long enough, and I thought he was going to give Volk a lot of problems. I really did, and Volk just, once again solidified his greatness and how good he really is. Crazy. Like, yeah, I haven't seen the whole fight, but I've seen like little bits and pieces, and I hear from people who did watch it, they say he dominated him and took him down and got him tired and finished him. And yeah, man, Volk is for real.
Yeah, I interviewed a couple of his coaches ahead of that fight, and they took him so seriously, because he had that danger factor on the feet. Like, he could hit you with crazy shit.
Volk too, that you could tell, Volk was, kind of scared of Yair in a good way though, not, in a punk way, but like his senses were, he was really alerted. He knew he had to take him real serious, and you could tell.
Yeah, he said it after the fight in the post-fight interview. He said, "Man, I was kind of scared during camp, because he had that danger." And I was like, "Damn, it takes a lot for a fighter to admit that, right?"
Yeah. Real ones know, real recognize the real. Like, when I've heard Dustin Poirier say it going into Chandler, he said, I was scared of Chandler. It was a healthy fear, one that I get up for type shit. And, guys know that when you say that, not to, take that the other way and like, oh, he's scared. And, real ones know what that means. It's a healthy fear, something that helps you get up and train harder, and, just helps you get out of the bed in the morning.
All right, let's flip it to you. Which fighter that you prepare for gave you that little bit of fear? You know what I mean? That you're like, oh shit, this dude is dangerous. Like, I need to be really on my P's and Q's.
This one now, this guy here, Steve Garcia, 100%. He comes from, Jackson Wink, a legendary camp, and just the type of fighter he is, the way he brings it, how, when he wins, he's majority of the time he's knocking you out. And he's just super aggressive and comes to fight, not one of them wrestlers that's going to lay on a hold on you. Majority of my career, that's, been the main thing. My main concern is wrestlers taking me down, holding me, or, trying to submit me. But, this guy doesn't have one submission to his record. It just that, I know anything can happen, and he could, definitely think he sees that as a hole in my game, and he might try to exploit that. And I feel like no matter how much a guy is a striker first, I feel like everybody will come to like wrestle me at some point. But just overall, I just know that's not a part of his game generally, and that he's a dangerous dude. He's coming to try and hurt me.
I've had many conversations with wrestling coaches, and they always tell me, you have the body type that most wrestlers don't want to wrestle, because your arms are so long, your legs are so long. You could like post up when most guys wouldn't be able to post up.
Yeah, I could post these stilts out. Yeah, like that happens a lot of times, man. Like when we have really good wrestlers in the room, they'll get in deep on a shot and go to lift me and like have me pretty damn high in the air. But and when they go to set me down, I just put my foot down and they're like, "What the hell? This is so weird." Yeah, I've heard that a ton and I felt it a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, huge advantage for you, man. And before we get deeper into Steve Garcia, I just want to talk about your time away. It's been a year, man, from your last fight to this fight coming up. What's been going on?
Uh, I mean, I've been training, been steady getting better, but as far as what's been going on to why it's been so long, I don't really know. I've been trying to, I've been trying to get booked since February. February I was trying to get March, April, May, June. I've been steady on my manager, telling him, I'm ready to go. And I mean, there's a ton of guys on the roster. I know, due to how contracts are and time frames, they got to tend to certain guys, and certain guys, they can, let sit on the back burner some and this and that, and it's a business thing. But yeah, I've been saying I've been ready to go since February, and yeah, this is just when they got around to me, I guess. I mean, I got my own like theories to it. I think my last fight was a shitty performance on my end. I feel like I might be like been put on timeout. Maybe that could be me just thinking too much into it. But I don't take it personally. Either way, it is what it is, and we booked for August 5th, and I'm ready to rock.
So there was no fights offered. There was no injuries going on with you.
No, yeah, no injuries going on with me. I got a super short notice. It was like I think 11 days notice to step in and fight Lerone Murphy in London, and I just couldn't make the weight, and it being so far away, and 11 days it just didn't. It just wasn't gonna happen. So yeah, that. But outside of that, no, I haven't got nothing. Steve Garcia was the first name they threw at me.
All right. Well, man, 11 days notice to fly to London and cut that's crazy, dude.
And
Like that's
tallest featherweight in the division.
yeah.
I've made it pretty public that I cut a lot of weight and that I'm
Mhm.
a big guy for the division. So yeah, I just couldn't do that.
All right. Well, Steve Garcia, man, we you mentioned a little bit about him, but what do you see in his style, like in his stand up? Like, because we've seen a lot of that in his last couple of fights.
He's aggressive. He's aggressive. He pushes the pace. He comes forward, and yeah, he's looking to bite down on that mouthpiece and throw. I look at him as more of a brawler. He's not necessarily the guy that looks to set you up with things. He just comes forward and he tries to take your head off. That's how I see his striking for sure. A brawler.
Yeah, and he's a little bit taller for you're the tallest, but he's actually tall for the division. I think he's at like 5'11", 6 foot or something like that. Is that better for you?
Uh, I mean, no. I mean, 6 foot for sure, but like, yeah, if I could be in there with a little midget, that would be easier. But it don't make me no difference though. My main sparring partners are 6 foot, 5'11", in that range. So yeah, I don't think it really makes it better or worse. I think it makes it better that he's a striker and he's coming to fight. He's coming to fight and not grapple. I'm just looking forward to the fight.
The Luis Saldana fight, man. A lot of people, there was a lot of criticism on that fight, and when you look back at it, how bad of a taste in your mouth do you have from that performance?
I've been so back and forth on it. Like, at first I was super salty about it. And then, I didn't watch it until I got this fight offer, honestly. Like I went damn near a whole year and didn't even watch it because uh I was dealing with a lot of personal shit going into that fight, some heavy personal stuff, family stuff that, if people would find like really surprising, they wouldn't believe nothing. I'm trying to like, it's public, but if people really want to know and they went digging, I'm sure they could find out. But it's nothing that I really want to talk about right now. But yeah, it was no excuses. I should have still got the job done. But yeah, the due to the personal things I was dealing with, I feel like it had me not fighting like myself. I'm normally a pretty calm, cool, collected guy in there and capitalize on guys' mistake. Versus that fight, I was just really pushing forward, walking into stupid shit, and just trying to rush the process, rush the fight, and just get it over with. And I was, every one of my fights that I've stepped in the cage has been for the love of the sport and to have fun and do what I love. And that was the first fight where I ever went in there and was really focused on the money. I was really focused on, getting a performance bonus and just focused on the wrong shit. And it had me just not fighting like myself. And but so yeah, I went back and rewatched it not too long ago. It was probably like a week ago. and I like even due to everything I was dealing with and how bad he had me rocked and hurt, and the fact that he still wasn't able to take me out, like just really spoke to me. It just said some things to me. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I had something else I wanted to say. I can't even remember. Damn, I done forgot. Damn, I forgot that quick. Hopefully it come back to me, dog. But uh yeah, it doesn't make it. I'm not salty about it. I'm not salty about it at all. I just oh yeah. So the reason I never really watched it was because when he rocked me in the first round, like I was on autopilot after that. I don't remember the second or third round at all whatsoever. Like I remember all of a sudden the ref being in my face and asking me, like, "Are you okay? Are you good to continue?" And I remember being like confused and thrown off, like, "Yeah, what do you mean? Like, what? Like, why are you even talking to me right now? Like, watch out! Like, let's fight!" Like, I didn't even know that I got rocked real bad with the hands, and then he hit me with that illegal knee, and yeah, I had no clue of none of that. And then I didn't really come back to until I got back in the hotel room and I was in the shower, and I remember being like, "Oh shit, I just fought." I'm like, that's crazy, and so it's a blessing that it ended up being a draw. But after going back and watching the other day, I feel like I won that shit. Like even being rocked and on autopilot, I feel like I still did enough to win rounds 2 and 3, even though I don't remember them at all.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. Like autopilot.
First time anything like that has like ever happened in my life, and yeah, like man, me and my coaches, we even like joke and talk about it. My coach tells me, he just tells me little things he was telling me in between rounds, like I was telling you to do this and do that, and we were having this conversation. I'm like, I don't remember none of that. And then he was telling me that he during the illegal knee, he was yelling to me into the side. He was like, take your time, and all. I didn't know what was going on. I don't remember. Yeah, don't remember any of that. So like the best way to describe it is being on autopilot.
Man, there was so many circumstances surrounding that fight, man. You had personal issues, and I know personal issues can affect fighters. I've talked to I've done like thousands of interviews, right?
Right.
So I've heard from like many fighters talk about that thing.
I
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like as much as it sounds like an excuse, like anybody that knows me, I'm not that guy to like excuses. Like they're trash. They don't mean nothing. But I mean, it is what it is. I was dealing with some heavy shit, so it's like I especially after as bad as I performed, it's like I gotta just speak on it and throw that out there. But again, I still should have got the job done. He still rocked me bad, had me wobbly and hurt, and yeah, watching that fight back the other day, I like once the action continued and like I was looking like the Leaning Tower of Pisa in there, like rocking side to side. He still just stood in front of me and looked at me like I still like I still felt dangerous to him or something. Like he didn't feel comfortable closing the distance and taking me out while I was rocked and wobbly and uh yeah, crazy man, crazy experience.
With the time off, were you able to take care of all the issues?
Yeah, for sure. And it's like thank God that fight was a draw. Like if somebody was gonna get me, that was the time. That was their time to get me. I still, the fight happened with Julian, and I, learned that lesson in that fight. But I still have yet to step in that octagon and feel bested. I've still stepped into that octagon and stepped out, doubting myself or questioning my skills or questioning my ability. My confidence still hasn't been touched. I hate to steal O'Malley's thing, but it's like you ask me, I'm undefeated still. Like I ain't been beat yet. Like I know what Tapology says, but man, I ain't been beat yet. A guy still ain't. I still have not felt like I've been in there and the guy standing across from me was the better fighter. Shit happens, but yeah, I still haven't. Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
All right, man. Hey, that's the mentality that, some people need to have, some fighters need to have to go throughout their career. You know what I mean? Shit happens.
Yeah.
With training, like what did you do? Like you got a lot of time to kind of, decide, okay, do I focus on certain things or do I step back and take some time off?
So at the beginning, right away, I took some time off. I wanted because I got a pretty bad concussion, and I wanted to let my head heal up and stuff. And that was the only thing. Nothing else was bothering me. But yeah, I took about like a month or two off, maybe. And when I say off, I just mean from sparring. I was still in the gym with my strength and conditioning coach, still training, still grappling and stuff like that. But yeah, I just let my head heal up, and then just got back to the grind. Got back to training every day. It's a lifestyle. I'm not one of them guys that only train when they have fights coming up. And yeah, just steady getting better and improving and just preparing and getting ready to take on the best fighters in the world.
You're still at Wolves then?
Yes, sir. Yep. Wolves,
Okay.
and that's my spot. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know about us, but yeah, yep. We're
Oh, I know, man. We've been talking for a while, so you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean. I
Fight, man.
know, I'm
We keep
familiar.
growing. We keep growing.
Yeah.
More attention, more eyes on us, more
Mm.
members, all that. Yeah, we got a solid camp down here.
You used to go to Glory and do some of your training there. When that situation happened, were you shocked?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's crazy how. Yeah, I was super shocked. I had didn't have a, didn't have a clue about anything, and yeah, I was just shocked. Yeah, hated to see it happen. Hated to see it happen. Man. Like regardless of what anybody thinks, James Krause is such a good dude, man. He's one of the realest dudes I've ever met. One of the most solid dudes I've ever met. And there's always more to the story. So like people are so quick to cast their opinions, throw stones, and say somebody's in the wrong. But I don't think anybody really knows the full story. So it ain't no telling what was all going on with that for real.
Outside of Wolves, then did you go to other spots because you don't have Glory anymore? So was there other spots that you trained at or sparred at?
No, just Wolvesden here, and I work with my strength and conditioning coach Matt Owen, and yeah, just between them two places, Wolvesden and Glory, and there's there's a few other gyms here in St. Louis that I might stop by every now and then, but yeah, Wolvesden is my home and main spot where I hone all my skills.
Man, after the last fight, I'm expecting some craziness because Steve Garcia is a guy that's gonna, he's like
Yeah, bring it. I know exactly what I got in
do or
front.
die. You know what I mean?
100%, man. I couldn't ask for a better matchup, a better opponent. So much more motivation came with this fight. Yeah, I'm really excited to go out there and reintroduce myself, man. This sport is full of people with short term memory. You're only as good as your last outing. I don't care what you did early. Your last bout is how people judge you, and so I know people are looking at me in one light, and I just can't wait to go out here and reintroduce myself.
Yeah, and you've been away for about a year, so Steve Garcia could have the mentality of like this dude might have ring rust or he could be gun shy. So the aggression from the start, like, what do you think of that? Like, do you want that? Do you want somebody to come forward like from the start right away?
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Uh, I seen an interview that he did, and where he was saying, like he was calling me out. He was calling me out. He said he thought I was an exciting fighter, and he only wanted fun fights, and he want a guy that brings it. And I think he's full of shit. I don't think he really means that. I've been in UFC going on 4 years now, and nobody ever said my name one time. Now coming off of the worst performance of my life, now all of a sudden this dude calls me out, and he got respect for me, and I think he thinks I'm easy work. I think he thinks he got something sweet. That's why he called me out. And he's a veteran in the sport, so I think he, thinks he's being, I don't even know, smart, or like he just knows how it works. I think he knows better than to just come out there and say like, yeah, I want to fight Sean. I think he's easy work. I think I'm he don't want to put that battery in my back and give me that extra motivation. But I have a feeling I got a good feeling on what's going on here. He thinks he got some sweet. I know that, and yeah, I'm more motivated than ever to get in there with him.
Yo, Nashville, the crowd, it's dude, this card is stacked. Like you guys are one of the fire matchups, but there's a long list of them. So you know what I mean? It's gonna be a crazy night.
Oh hell yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, at first when I got Nashville, I didn't really think much of Nashville. I didn't think it was a popping place for real, but apparently it is. It's like a real popping place, and it's a cool place to be. So yeah, I'm excited to go down there. I think it's really dope to be on share the car with Corey Sandhagen. I'm a huge fan of his, and yeah, me and Steve Garcia's matchup is on there, and Dustin Jacoby. I'm a fan of his. Billy Q. We fought on the Contender Series together. It's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be a fun night. I'm hoping they got us early on in the card, so after I handle, I can watch and enjoy the fights.
Definitely. August 5th, UFC Fight Night, Nashville. Sean, thank you so much, man, for the time. It's always good catching up with you. And hopefully, man, you get another one this year. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
been a year. So hopefully
yeah,
two this year.
plan, man, to go in here and handle business, and yeah, I'm fighting once a year, isn't ideal. Yeah, I'm hoping to stay active.